Hey crafters, it's Lisa, and it's time for us to get together again to craft. And I am so delighted that you've joined me because I have this craft that I've been working on, like in my brain. It's coming together. I've been thinking about it. I've been, you know, um, crawling through the aisles at different craft stores and the Dollar Tree and stuff. And I found something that I want to do. So I'm bringing it to you. So I'm going to be using this Believe. It's Believe in the Magic. It's an 8.5 by 11 stencil. If you don't have this, you absolutely have to get it. Okay, Believe in the Magic. And then I'm going to be using some glitter. I'm going to be using some fake snow, and I'm going to tell you where I got all of this stuff as we get into it, okay? I have some other things that I'm not going to show you because I want you to hang with me to the end and see it all come together, but it's going to be fun. And then I made this little box. Let me see. Where's my, it's like 12 inches by, I think it's about 5.5 inches tall. And it's about 2.5 inches wide, so not terribly big. Actually, there's no like bottom to it. You can see like how I assembled it. Even I just wanted it to look like this, so I just started like cutting stuff and staple it and glue it together, and this is what we ended up with. Okay, so but this wood didn't look like this to get started with, so I am going to show you how I achieved this look. We're going to put the stencil on, and then we're going to put some fun stuff up here. It's a surprise. So hang in there with me and let's do it together. All right, so I'm going to just jump right in. Just pay no attention to the hot mess going on. I'm looking at what is going on with my shirt. I don't know. I don't know. So, okay, so I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. And I will go over how I did this little distress look and sort of like a little shiplap look. And then we'll move on to the project together. Just work on the rest of it. So what I'm doing, let me move this down here. So what I have for you is I just brought a piece of wood that I have as scrap, and I painted it white. You can see it's just painted on one side. It's pretty thin. It's like a luan. And then what I did with my board here, I'm sorry, my little box, was I just went along and put a guide down, and I did it every 2 inches. I'm not going to mark this one just because I'm going to show you how I did it, and it's not really going to matter for anything. So I just went for every 2 inches, and then I took my X-Acto knife. This one's actually called a Cobalt, but you know, it's a board knife or a box cutter. And then I just scored ever so lightly into my board. Okay, you can just barely see it. Then I moved down another couple of inches and I did the same thing. And I did it a couple times. I did it really lightly. I just want to look to see, is that about as deep as I want it? Now look at that first one is not very deep, but the second one is more like what I want. So I'm going to go back and do that first one again, just score it a little bit deeper this time. All right. So that's good. All right, so now I want to move on to what I did next. And what I did was I took some paint. Let me grab it here. All right, and then I took some, I have like a little bit of brown that I put in here, and my paintbrush is wet. And I just put some black. I didn't want either one of those colors, but a nice combo would be cool. All right, and I'm really trying to get some watered down paint. That's why my paintbrush, I keep dipping it in the water. Okay, just a little bit, just maybe about half paint and half water. Then I'm going to come down the lines. Let me get my thing ready. I have a sanitizer and a sanitizing wipe. You could use a baby wipe or anything. And I'm just going to put the paint inside the lines. And then I'm going to come back through and wipe it. And that pushes that paint in there. I'm going to come back with a dry paper towel. That pushes the paint down in the lines. Let me get a little bit more. That one didn't want to go in there so well. So this is not a perfect science. I'm going to push the paint down in there. Let's wipe it off again. There we go. That's better. Okay, now I'm getting more of an aged look. All right, can we see that? Okay, so that's looking better. Now what I did is then I took a dry brush and I came along the edges and I dry brushed the edges. So I'm going to just wipe this brush off. It's still got a little bit of paint. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit more of the black and the brown together. Not using so much of the water now, and now I'm just going to wipe that off. And I'm going to come back and just catch the edges and drag it just a little smidge. Okay, if you get too much, don't worry about it because this is where things get worn. Don't forget these edges too. You can see when you look at mine that I got the top and the bottom edges too, and the sides. So then I'm just going to come through, and if I think I have too much, I can wipe it down. Get my cloth and wipe it down. Okay, and blend it in a little bit with my wet wipe or my disinfectant wipe. And this is how we get that cool little look. Okay, now you can keep going on that. You can even say, you know, I really don't like that. I'm going to sand it off and paint over it. But that's how we're getting that one shiplap look and also a little bit distressed at the same time. I did go back through mine with a little bit more paint and put in some lines here and there. And again, this is just personal preference. And then I wiped it down so that I could with a wet wipe, and I came back with a dry one. So then see my shiplap is looking just a little more aged. All right, so I'm going to put this aside and we'll bring our board back. Okay, after that was done, move all these things. You guys, I have so much going on over here. Okay, let me get that. My mouse is in the way, everything. All right, so now that we have that done, I'm going to go ahead and put my stencil on. But before I did that, I let it dry completely. And then I went ahead and used some of this matte finish, this Krylon matte finish. You can get this pretty cheap at Walmart. And you don't even have, you could get clear paint, it'd be fine as well. All I'm looking to do is I'm looking for a matte finish. And what I'm really looking to do is make sure that I have that paint sealed in there really well. Let me turn it around so you can see it. And then, so nothing's going to come off with my stencil. Okay, so now I'm going to fuzz my stencil by picking up a little bit of lint on my tacky towel. Okay, and I just happen to have a pen here, so I'm going to mark on here, believe. And that is the back. The carrier sheet on the back is a matte finish. We don't want to put our stencil back on the back. It needs to go on this glossy finish, which is the front here, as you can see. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this back, straight back, and then I'm going to place it right on my tacky towel. Let me get rid of this carrier sheet for now. And just going to pick it up a couple of times. Now, not super important because I did put the finish on here. It's not super important that I pick it up a lot. So I'm going to bring this all the way. You guys I can't wait till you see what I'm going to do with this and all the cool stuff that's going to go on. Okay, so you can see that the entire design does not fit on here, and that is by design. All right, I'm just looking to see that the word is correct. And I'm just going to put the word on for right now, believe. All right, and then I decided that I want to do mine in red. I think it's going to play well with everything else I've got going on. And then we're going to come back and put some of that glitter in and decorate that front. You guys hang tight. Watch and wait and watch. Yeah, whatever. Just hang tight. We'll get it done. All right, so I'm going to come in here with this believe. Now, notice how I'm avoiding this star and I'm avoiding this star. That we will get back to it. We're just not there yet. We're going to give this a chance to dry, and then we're going to get back to it. This is going to be such an awesome, cute little centerpiece for your house. You can put it on your mantle, anything you want to do with it. It's just gonna be so cute. The kids, the grandkids are gonna love it. The adult kids are gonna love it. All right, so just taking off the excess paste. And then I'm going to remove my stencil. Let me put this to the side and remove my stencil. Oh, I got a little extra paste I want to get off. There we go. I don't like it when it's too much. Then I got a little bit right here too. Because then it's not a bad thing. I just like to have less. Less is more. All right, so let me remove this. I'm going to pull straight back if I can. Actually, let me go this way. I have a better chance going this way. And I'm going to lay this upside down on my tacky towel for now. All right, let's see how it turned out. So cute so far. All right, so while this is drying, I'm going to bring out some of the fun stuff that I got to go with this, okay? And you guys are going to love it. You're going to love it. I hope you're going to love it. All right, so this faux snow I got at Crafter Square. So this is the Dollar Tree. I'm sure you could get like a whole lot more. I did see it at Michael's and I saw it at Walmart, but they had bigger bags. I only need a little one. So sometimes you have to evaluate, is Dollar Tree really even worth it? You know, can you get a better deal somewhere else? And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes. And you really have to decide based on the ounces. This is 1.48 ounces. So do your homework on that if you're going to do a lot of projects with snow. Then I found these. I have to tell you, I had to go to 2 Dollar Trees, and it's only because I wasn't patient. But I also found these in Walmart, and I did not see them at Hobby Lobby, and not Michael's yet because their stuff wasn't out. But this was at the Dollar Tree, and I grabbed 2 of them. Okay, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do yet, but I knew I was going to do something. Now, these trees aren't flocked as well as some of the others and the other package that I'm planning to use. And so if that's the case, you can just go over, you can either spray it with a flocker, with a flocking, you know how you used to do the windows. You could spray it with that, or you could go over it just with, you could dry brush it with white acrylic. Okay, and then I think Walmart had a package of like 5 or 6 of these for $2.88. What's Walmart's pricing? $2.97, something like that. Under $3, 5 of them. It's a pretty good deal. It's about the same as the Dollar Tree. Then I got this also at the Dollar Tree. I have to tell you, I was just a sucker when I was there that I got this little sleigh. And this is when I went, now I know what I'm going to do. All right, so here's my sleigh. And I think we're probably dry by now. But, oh, and my glitter. I got 2 glitters because I wasn't really sure, but I think I know what I'm going to do. Okay, so let's look at the bleed. Let me turn down here for you. Okay, and let me just dry it real quick. And we'll do, we're going to do something fun. I mean, while I was talking, that was probably plenty enough time. So we're going to go ahead and place this over here. Just lay it right on top of where it was before. And this time, we're going to do these stars. We're also going to do those in red. And I'm not going to be super chintzy with this paste here. I'm not going to glob it up, but I'm also not going to be super chintzy. I'm going to give it a little more than I normally do. All right, let me pull that out. We're still not done with this, but we're on the road. We're on the right road. All right, let me put that aside and let me get my red. It might be good to have that open first. All right. Let me just grab a paper towel so I can dump the excess on there. Okay, so now we've got some sparkles. on our Believe. I'm going to do it down here too, but now I'm going to take this stencil. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. You see on the stencil, we used it like this, but I've got all these cool things going on around here that I don't have room for. So I'm going to put them right here, guys, right here, opposite of everything else. Upside down, totally upside down, just below it. This is going to be so much fun. All right, let me grab some more paste. I mean, I guess you could do gold, you could do silver, you could do, I wanted to do red because I felt like even though the red was the same as Believe, it was still going to pop on this board, you know, so that's why I stuck with that. All right, so I'm putting plenty on. I'm going to scoop, just get it off of here. And wait till you see what we do in the end, you guys. So much fun. So much fun. All right, so let me pull this off now. Oh, cute. But you know what? I want the sparkle still. I still want to have glitter, 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 glitter. All right. Let me move that around. Oh, look at you guys. Look. That is so cute. So cute. And now I think I want this star down here. Okay, so let me just one more star. Actually, it was this one. Let's put this one over here. And we'll just kind of put a little cattywampus. But you know what? You know what's going to happen, guys? It's going to tie in so well with what we're going to do on the top that you are going to love it, love it, love it. You're going to need one yourself. All right. Put that aside. And more glitter. You guys, I'm not like a glitter person. I'm not like a pink person. I'm not too girly in many senses, but I love this. Look how cute. And glitter every time for Christmas. 100%. 100%. Okay, let me put this aside. I would, I'm actually going to take this, what's in this paper towel and just put it back in the container. All right, so let me put my stencil aside and then we're going to decorate and adorn the top. And it's going to be so cute. All right, let me put the stencil over here. We got some fun stuff ahead of us. All right, we are done with the chalk paste for now, so let me get that out of the way. Again, got so much going on, guys, over here. You should see my craft table. You can only see part of it. It is like this. It's a hot mess today. It is just, I don't know, there's just stuff everywhere. But I need a lot of stuff for this project. A little bit of a lot of stuff. All right. So I'm going to take my sleigh now, get that chance to dry, and we're going to start working on the rest of the stuff. I'm going to cut this off. I don't need that anymore. I was trying to decide if I was going to keep this bow on here. It's, you know, it's not bad. It isn't bad, and it does add a cute little element. I will say this. I think I'm going to do, let me get my paint back out. And I need a brush. I'm going to take a little bit of white, and I'm just going to flock. See this? I'm just going to flock a little bit. You guys see what I'm doing? There's snow on the trees. It makes total sense. There would be snow on my pine needles that are on this sleigh. And you know what? Maybe even the sleigh. Let me see what happens if I put some on the sleigh. Oh, that was a good idea. Okay, so I just put some along the bottom here and up the top. I'm going to put a little bit more. Just touch the top of it. It looks like it's been snowing. That's what my whole thing's going to look like. It's really going to be focused in on the snow. All right, and then I'm going to put a little bit on this little guy here on the pine cone, okay? And I just want to see, like sometimes when you get stuff at the Dollar Tree, it's so stark. And if you just come in and you work with it a little bit, it classes it up and adds more dimension. So now look at my little guy. Much different. Very cute. I love it. Okay, now I didn't do the back. I could do it later, but we are going to move right on. Put that aside. And now we're going to get our trees out. Let's select our trees. Okay, now is the time. Let me move this down and we'll work on the rest of it together right now. So cute. Love, love, love. I'm so in love. All right, so I have started doing this thing where I use E6000. Don't hate on me, guys. Yeah, this is Titebond, but you know, I couldn't find my E6000, so I'm gonna use this in lieu of it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this guy up here. I need a tree here. And these are super movable. You can trim them too if you don't like them. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let me make this. This is going to be my focal point. So let me get this guy down first. Now, the reason I would use the Titebond is because I am going to put some glue on this. You could also, and use it in lieu of the Titebond or the E6000, you could use the Gorilla Glue for your glue gun. But I just have regular glue gun glue in my glue gun. So let me put this guy down first, and then we'll talk about what to do with the rest of them. Okay, and I got lots of glue everywhere, but don't worry about it because it's going to get covered up, okay? That looks great right there where it is. Let me see if I can shove a little bit more underneath there. Again, I'm not caring that the glue is going to show. If it shows, it's fine by me because I have other stuff that's going over that. But you don't know until you stick around and watch. Watch what we're gonna do. All right, that looks super cute. I like that. All right, so what I meant by the Titebond, I mean, what am I saying now? I am going to use the Titebond, but I would prefer to use an E6000, but we'll use the Titebond. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some on here because it does work better than hot glue, the E6000 anyway. We're going to try with this one. But I also put the glue, the hot glue, because the hot glue is going to help it stay in place while the other glue dries. Okay? Now, don't worry which way your tree is leaning because, like I said, they're repositionable. And then I'll do the other two trees and we will move on to the final and most fun part. I can't wait to put this in my house. Okay. Ready? Oh, this is some hot, hot glue. Hot, hot, hot. Woo! I always say this is like Chernobyl hot. This glue gun I have is like serious stuff. All right. Again, I'm not going to position these now because the glue is just setting up. Next thing I want to do, let me get this glue out of the way. I have a tendency to not close it up correctly and right away. So, all right, the next thing we're going to do, we have some fun to play with here. Now, what I'm going to do is I have let me move some more stuff. I have this Glastic glue, and you guys have seen me use this before. This is clear glue. You could use regular glue. You could use white glue. It doesn't matter. But this Glastic glue, it just so happened last time I was at the Office Depot, they had that glue was on clearance for like $1.50 for like, what does this say even? 32.4 ounces. Heck yeah, I bought 10 of them. Okay, so I just put it in this container, and now I'm going to go around, and I'm just going to just make an ugly, ugly mess here on the top of this beautiful snow scene. And you could wait a little bit longer for your stuff to set up, but really it's hot glue, so it's probably in place well enough for you to be messing with it. And you know what? If I get some coming down the side and down the front, I don't care. That might even be fun if I did. And who knows, if I don't have enough or what I like, I might go back later and add more. But right now, we're going to get some going in here. Okay, and I'm just shoving my brush in these places. There's no rhyme or reason, and you could use any brush. And I just thought that this would be the easiest way to get that glue on. So this glue is going to dry clear, but it doesn't even matter. If it dried white, that's just fine with me as well because, well, that's what color the snow is, right? So that would be fine. Just put a nice good layer all over, everywhere where I want my snow. All right, let me set that aside. And now I'm going to open up my snow. And we'll go to town. Oh gosh, already making a mess. It's kind of like glitter. Let me get out something to help me help myself from just making a total mess. We use tinfoil a lot at the studio for paint on our palettes, but I use it a lot to catch my messes too. All right, so there we go. And now I'm just going to sprinkle this. And another reason to catch it is so I can use it later too. I can put it back in the bag and use it later. And I'm not going to be chintzy. I am going to be a little generous on this because I want to cover up. I want to cover up the wood, right? This is a snow scene. Right now I've got some on there, and I'm going to just pat it on, pat it in place, spread it around. If I missed anywhere, I'm going to shove some in there. It's kind of cool that I actually have some a little bit in my sleigh. Okay, let me take a look. Oh, I love it. Okay, actually, I want a little bit more right up in this area. So what I would do is just wait for this to dry. If I felt like I wanted like a bunch more, like a pile, I could have either made of glue, a pile of like hot glue, or and then put the glue on, or I can wait for this to dry, but then I can just put more glue on. And I wanted some there on the base of my trees because you could really see those trees. You know, the base, the white base that the Dollar Tree had. And I didn't want that. So, okay. So hang on a second. Okay, so in this little cute little scene, would you not believe? Awesome. So I hope that you enjoy it, guys. Have a terrific day, and I hope that you are preparing to believe in something magical.